Not Broke fam, thank you for tuning back into the channel. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Each and every subscription helps. Hit that button. We're back. It's Wednesday. It's time for the Wednesday rant. Welcome to Cheap Not Broke. Oh gosh. Welcome to Cheap Not Broke. That wasn't supposed to happen. Thank you for hitting the like button and subscribe button. Thank you for tuning in to the channel. This is where we talk to you about living life at your price. And today's episode is what we call the Wednesday rant. We rant about what's going on in the world, what's wrong with it, how can we fix it, etc., etc., etc. Yes, it's a Wednesday rant. And if you didn't see today, the trap of terms and conditions. Oh yeah, it's a trap. It's a big hole, big old hole, and everybody falls in it. Ah, you fall in the hole. They get us all. They get us all. We're gonna talk about it. If I can get anything changed, hold on. Get my equipment together. If I can get anything changed, if I can get any law passed, it will be about simplifying the terms and conditions for data. For your data. Because, look, the terms and conditions, it takes days to read that stuff. Days. Who has that amount of time to read that? I'm just trying to play Angry Birds. I just want to play Angry Birds. Oh, no. But we need all your information, sir. You can't play Angry Birds unless we get your phone number, your email, where you live, what you like, what you don't like, where'd you go to school. We need all that information so we can sell it. Terrible. I don't like it. So today's show, we're talking terms and conditions and the trap that you get bullied into, tricked into, fall into each time you click that button. Do you agree? Yes or no? Oh yeah, you've been scrolling. 10 seconds later, do you agree? Yes, I do. I need this. And boom, you're off to the races. They're off to the races with your stuff. Over 90% of people don't read terms and conditions. Over 90%. And am I in that 90%? Yeah. I don't read it all. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't. Remember the iTunes joke where people sold their soul by agreeing? I don't remember that. Dude, with the iTunes joke, what? I don't know where they got that from. What those notes? But anyway, yes. So a lot of the stuff is like, and look, it's not like we get to amend the contract. You know, usually like when you're going to sign a contract with somebody, if you don't like the terms, you send it back. Like, hey, I don't like this. I'm going to let my people look over this. I'm going to send it back, and we're going to be in the middle. Not terms and conditions. Their way or nothing. Their way or the highway. Either their way or you can't use the product, you can't do this, whatever the case. You have to agree or you can't move on. Listen, you couldn't live your life the way you want to live it unless you hit the agree button. It's so necessary. Why terms and conditions are this? Legal protection for the companies. Yes, 100%. They're there to protect the companies, get everything they need out of you because they know you're not going to read. They outline rights and responsibilities and risk. And boy, are there a lot of risks. But you know, I've been thinking, this is what really wanted to make me want to get on this topic tonight. I need an alternative phone number. I need an alternative email to give out so I won't be contacted. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being contacted way too much. Way too much. They're calling me and they're so sneaky. They're so conniving. What they're doing, they get a zip code from where you're from. Wherever you're from, they're going to use that zip code to call you. So you're going to think it's possibly somebody you know or whatnot. But I've gotten to the point now, I don't answer numbers I don't know. And now the phones have gotten pretty good because they will say spam risk. So if it says spam risk, I'm not going to open it. I don't need that. So I'm not going to open the spam risk. I'm not going to open that. Nope, I'm not going to do that. So for me, I just like to skip them. I just hit them on the block list. I just put the block, bam, block. I got probably 100 people on the block list right now. Because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with it. And I'm like, man, where did they get my phone number from? You don't know who sold it. You're just on a list with other people, and they're probably selling you for what? They're getting 10 names a penny. It's ridiculous. We're all just being sold off like some spreadsheets. It's ridiculous. But often written legalese discourage people from reading. Yes, it is. That's because a lot of times you read it, you don't necessarily understand it. I've read this stuff. I've tried to read some things sometimes. Now, I don't think I don't read nothing, but I've tried to read it, and I don't understand it because I'm not an attorney. So they have attorneys write this stuff, not regular people. Not HR's not writing this stuff. Attorneys, their legal counsel is writing this stuff, and they want it to be as tricky and murky as possible. So you're gonna get conned into doing something that you don't want to do. And what do they do with all this stuff? They use the data, where you're at, your location, your personal information, all this stuff. And then they sell it to third parties. Because when you hit agree, and if you sign up for an app, if you sign up for some software, somewhere, somehow, you've agreed. There's very few things out there where you don't have to hit the agree button to use it. Most of the time you have to hit the agree button to use it. And I think it's just, I'm just sick of it. Now, look, why can't we get a bill or a law passed? Listen, if you're going to sell my data, I need some profit from you. You're making money off of me for free. Now, like I said before, I've said this in the past. Would you be willing to sell your data for profit? Because it's already getting sold, you're not getting anything. So if this is gonna happen, this is gonna be going on. You guys gotta cut me in. Send me $100. Something. Compensate me. I need to be compensated. If they're gonna sell data, I don't know. How would this look? Can we sue as a class action lawsuit so we can go and say, hey, listen, if they're making money off the data, they have to pay it. The data is for sale. You can't have it for free anymore. What about that? Let's see. Let's look at that. I want to look into that. Is that true? Can we do that? Can we sue? Can you sell your data to companies? Can you sell your data to the companies? I want to know. Yep, so how companies get your data? Apps and websites, when you sign up, they gather your name, email, phone number, location, browsing history, free spaces. If you're not paying for product, you are the product. Facebook, Google, yeah. But it's tricky. Selling your data yourself. Some platforms exist where you can sell your data directly. Like Relicum, Data, Wisbon. They pay you small amounts to share things like shopping history, demographic info, browsing habits. Companies like Brave Browser, Presearch, reward users with crypto tokens for file sharing, limited data viewings, but the payouts are tiny compared to what your data is worth on the open market. You might get $5 to $20 a month, while companies can make hundreds per year. Hundreds can make hundreds per user per year. Well, yeah, because they're selling it to so many places. That's probably why. Yeah, it's sad. I know everybody. If you're watching right now, I know probably within the last 5 days, you've received a spam call from somebody that you don't know. I didn't give. How did you get my number? Like when it's time for the elections, the politicians start calling you. These weird people with these loans call me. Hello, we have a loan for you. Well, not yet. But if you sign here, we'll give you a loan. I don't want a loan. I don't want your dirty money. Keep your dirty money. Stop calling me, please. Stop calling me. And I also think that we need another unique identifier. Everybody should be able to provide you with a customer number or something of the sort. I don't need to be identified by my email, my phone number, and all these other things. Because every time you sign up for something, they need that. I don't want to be contacted. Okay, this is not a situation where you need to call me and talk to me. You know how many marketing emails I have in my inbox right now? God knows how many. And I'm not going to open them. It's not a discount. It's not doing anything for me. You're just telling me about some stuff that I don't want. I don't want this. Then you got to go down. You can have a whole, it could be somebody's job just to go through emails and hit unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. It's always at the bottom in small print. Unsubscribe. Please. Why are you unsubscribing? Because you're bugging the hell out of me. Leave me alone. But yep, when every time you sign up, agree, do you accept all terms and conditions? You sign up for it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a clip of that documentary, or at least to find the trailer. Let me see if I can find the trailer. I want to show y'all that. I really want you to see it. It's really good. It's really, really, really good. Terms and conditions. Whoa. Don't do that. Terms and conditions documentary. Let's see. Give me the trailer. Are you serious? Is it right here? Oh, wow. It's right here. It's right here on YouTube. Oh, isn't that wonderful? That's wonderful. Okay, great. Okay, all right. Well, look, let's see if we can well, maybe not. I don't want to get flagged. I don't want to flag it. But terms and conditions documentary. Type that into YouTube on the search bar. You can find it. It's right there. Type it in, and you can find it. Yeah. So type that in. Take a look at that documentary. It really breaks it all down. It tells you what you're doing. It's like an hour and 20. Well worth the time. Well worth the time. You'll definitely watch. You'll learn more. You'll know more after you watch than before you did. And then it'll change your opinion and your thoughts on what you're reading and what you're doing. Now, yes, like I said, they make it super long. It's not realistic that you're going to read all of it. It's not. I barely read all that stuff myself. But I'm just, man, the calls, the emails, leave me alone. They're harassing me at this point. Reality. Most people aren't given the option to sell their data. It's collected automatically. Companies bundle millions of users' profiles together, making the information valuable in bulk. You technically own your data, but once you give permission, you lose control over how it's sold. Sure. Now, there's not very many things in life that you can just sell. You can't just sell a person's information without them knowing. Like, let's say I get your social security number, and I get the, well, nah, you have to agree to that. But I get you to sign something, and you actually agree to give me use of your social security number, and I sell it. Isn't that illegal? Wouldn't that be illegal? I know the average person, the regular people can't do that. You can't just get somebody's data and sell it without, well, I guess you have to get their permission. But if I can make it where you're not actually reading what I'm doing to you, does that make it legal? Because most people, well, I see now that, you have the option to opt in, don't sell my cookies and stuff. But that's not good enough. I want a strong, hell no, don't sell my data. I don't want this stuff sold. Look, this is how fraud and stuff like that happens. People get your information, they get into your accounts, they open up this. Now you got a fraud situation going on. And getting that stuff off your credit report isn't cheap. You must pay. You got to pay somebody to do that. It costs money. Costs money for somebody to get that. It just has to be a safer way to keep your information. That's a man-made law. Oh, yes. They're all man-made laws, and they're terrible laws. Let's see. Man-made law. There you go. Put it up there. Yep. That's a man-made law. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. It just bugs me that I'm getting taken advantage of, and it's just not fair that they need to have a condensed version of the terms and condition, a very condensed version, or it says don't sell my data, don't sell my cookies. I want an email that says I told you that, confirmed, because you can still do it anyway. How do you know? How do any of us know? You're going to need somebody like the Department of Justice or some big entity to go and investigate and figure out what's going on. These people can tell us, oh, we're not going to sell your data, and turn around and do it. And let's say they do it anyway. What's going to be the fine? $2,000? This is $1 billion company. They never find, that's a pet peeve of mine too. They never find companies enough money to break them. If you're out there polluting in the ocean, right, and you have $1 billion, oh, but the fine's $5 million. That's nothing. You have to stick it to them. You need to hit these people with a fine where the price where the share price drops and the shareholders are pissed off. But these fines for these companies, they're not big enough. What was it? Oh man, Johnson & Johnson always having problems. Still in business, they never find them big enough fines to really make a difference. For example, speeding ticket. They can fine you enough, this is going to make a difference. I don't care who you are, unless you're like a rich person, but most of your average person, oh no, this is too much. I'm not paying this. Parking tickets, all these other fines, they're reasonable amounts to act as a deterrent. Now, if I'm making $100 million, okay, and I break the law, and it cost me $2 million, but breaking the law netted me $7 million, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to call it the cost of doing business. Nothing's happened. Look, nobody goes to jail. They get one article. It doesn't become headline news. You hear about them paying this fine. Probably they make them payments. They don't, at least make them pay it up in full. Make them pay it in full. Oh well, we got a fine. Can we make payments? Sure. He's going to make the payments. What deterrent is that? None of these things, none of these fines are deterrents for these companies to do anything. My mom's watching. Hello, Mom. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. They never put up a big enough fine to act as a deterrent to stop any company from doing anything. As far as you and I know, they're going to sell your data no matter what. You just click the box. Okay, great. How can I guarantee that? Who's going to sue them? Nobody. Nobody's going to sue to find that out. It's going to cost too much money. It's going to cost too much money. Oh, yes. Auto enrollment in marketing or hidden fees. Now, no. Now you're not going to charge me no hidden fees. Damn that. Nope. You're not going to do that. You're not going to be charged because you're not getting my banking info to do that. I'm not putting my card information in or nothing to get charged any hidden fees. No. That's not going to happen. And how companies use terms and conditions against you? Arbitration. I don't know if you're familiar with arbitration. I did a show on arbitration a while ago. And when arbitration gets in there, that's when the company says, you got to do business. You can't sue us. You have to do business with us. And we're going to pick the arbitrator. And the arbitrator is going to be on our side because we're paying them. Opportunity costs. GK, what's happening? Opportunity costs. Yes, opportunity cost. Hell yeah. Everything's opportunity cost. Everything is an opportunity cost some way, somehow. Opportunity cost. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But I get what you're saying. You signed, you want to do this, you got to sign terms and conditions, get up your info. Yes. But long story short, I really want to, I need like but I need an alternate email and an alternate phone number so that people leave me the hell alone. I'm sick of it. I'm just tired of getting contacted, called all the time. And, sometimes you have to pick up the call because you're like, okay, I don't know who this is. This could be something important. You don't know. But here's some examples of terms and conditions working against you. Example, Instagram terms once claimed they could use your photos in ads without paying you. That's just legal. Wi-Fi hotspots pranking people into giving away their firstborn child. Apple iTunes terms once had more words than Macbeth. And that's how they get you. These things, they're so long. It needs to be condensed to where the fifth grader can get it, because your average person cannot understand those terms and conditions, and that's how they take advantage. That's how they get us. Use websites like Terms of Service, Didn't Read, TSR, or for summaries. At least skim the red flags, data collection, arbitration, auto renewals. Yes, auto renewals are a mother. Oh man, I've been kicked in the ass with some auto renewals. Advocate for simplified plan language terms. Yeah, auto renewals are the worst. If you're gonna get that, if you're gonna have auto renewal, make sure you put that stuff in your phone. It can be detrimental to your health to get an auto renewal. It's taking money out. It's like, damn, where does $120 go? Auto renewal. I'm not even using this no more. Well, you are now, because you auto renewed, and we don't offer refunds. We'll give you a credit, but then you got to go through that whole situation. So, terms and conditions They chap my ass. I don't like them. I don't like them, but like GK said, opportunity cost, necessary evil. But man, they need to pass a law. We need to be getting paid for this, y'all. I don't give a damn. Just send me $15. I want to be compensated. I want to be compensated. Don't make money without me. They're making money without me right now, and I don't appreciate it. I don't like it, and you shouldn't either. Okay, we're gonna go to break. Go to break. Go to break. Go to break. Be right back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're talking terms and the conditions and the trickery and the foolishness that they use to sell that to get you to sign up for that stuff. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Trying to make sure nobody complains. Okay. All right. All right, bam. So we're back. We're back, and we're talking Wednesday rant. We're talking terms and conditions. The slimy sleaze balls that get us with all that stuff. So that's enough of that. All right, let's go into the news. You know what? Man, the news cycle has been trash lately. Trash, garbage. Nothing good. But we're gonna find something good anyway. We're always gonna find something good. Yep, well, you know what? We're just going to go through it together. Damn it, we're just going to go through it together. That's what we're going to do. Interesting news. All right, there we go. Interesting news. Here we go. So I didn't pick out any stories, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. It just didn't happen as planned, but that's okay. That's okay. We're just gonna go through them together. Boom. There we go. All right. Here we go. Beef prices reach record highs as droughts leave cattle inventory depleted. I don't believe that. They're not running out of no damn cows. That's a lie. Beef prices are record high. They just want to inflate the prices of stuff because they can. Who's actually going to go out there and take roll call? Wait a minute, guys. We're down 1 million cows. Who knows that? Who's keeping those numbers? I don't think anybody is. Anyway, beef prices are at record high in wake of a drought that left cattle inventory at its lowest in 70 years amid strong demand, resulting in price increases for steak and ground beef. The Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Price Index report for August showed a surge in beef prices over the past year. Ground beef prices were up 12.8% on a year-over-year basis in August, while beef roasts were up 13% and steak prices were up 16% higher. Those inflation figures are well above 3.2% year over year in food categories as well as 5%. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. Cattle rancher Mike March of Lawrence Farms in Maple Park, Illinois, told Fox 7 that cattle inventories have declined in recent years due to drought affecting important ranching areas. The real issue is the drought happened a number of years ago in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. Southeast lost all their grass and all their forage, which happens when you've got to liquidate cows, and that's what we've done. Well, I honestly haven't noticed a price in beef, honestly, but I don't eat a ton of beef. You know, I'm not like a ravaging beef, eating 10 pounds of beef a week. So I wouldn't know, but I'm going to pay attention to it now. Oh, no. Look at this here, ladies and gentlemen. AOL pulls the plug on dial-up after decades of service. Oh, no. Let me tell you something. Let's go back memory lane. You remember when AOL used to sell the discs, the CDs, and used to get so many minutes on AOL? You've got mail. AOL. It's official. Dial-up internet has been taking its last bow AOL previously confirmed it would be pulling the plug on Tuesday, yesterday, writing a brief update on its support site last month that routinely evaluates its offerings. Had decided to discontinue dial-up as well as associated software optimized for older operating systems from its plans. Dial-up is no longer advertised on AOL's website. As of Wednesday, former company help pages like Connect to the Internet with AOL Dial-Up appeared unavailable. The nostalgic social media users took to the Internet to say their final goodbyes. AOL, formerly America Online, introduced many households World Wide Web when its dial-up service launched decades ago, rising to prominence in the early 90s and 2000s. Their creaky door to the Internet. You know the song. You know the tune. And the creaky door to the Internet was characterized by once ubiquitous series of beeps and buzzes heard over the line connect. Let's see if we can get it real quick. Let's see. AOL dial-up sound. Can we get it real quick? Yes, we can. So we're going to give it one last... Oh, there it is. It's already up. We already got it. You know what? This is embarrassing. AOL dial-up. What do you know about it? That is a classic sound, but we shall never hear again. So now you just walk in, connect to the Wi-Fi, and do whatever the hell you want to do. And they collect what? Your data. And what? Sell it. That's what they do now. That's exactly what they do now. Do you think AOL could have survived? Yes. They would have had to... They would have had to become an internet provider of somehow. They would have had to provide, buy the fiber optics. They would have had to evolve, and I don't know if they were going to do that. I think they could have survived, but they would have probably had to evolve with the times and make that happen. So, but I do believe they could have survived if they chose. They chose to, but sometimes things just fall short, and that's what happened in their case. All right, let's next story. BMW recalling Harvey Fire because our first fire engine attack recall. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh yes, government shutdown, ladies and gentlemen. Be aware, government shutdown. Private payrolls plunged 32,000 in key September jobs report as shutdown set to halt flow of government data. Private payrolls dropped in most in 2.5 years. A surprise dip that comes ahead of Federal Reserve's decision on whether to cut interest rates later this month as the government shutdown looms, looks poised, and blah, blah, blah. Payroll, well, actually, the government shutdown is here. The government shutdown is here. It was the biggest slide in private payroll growth since March 2023 and followed a revised decline of 3,000 in August, down from the initial estimates of 54,000. Ladies and gentlemen, what have I said? We have not heard the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate has not been, you usually hear it. You used to hear it all the time. Unemployment rate this, unemployment rate that. You have not heard the unemployment rate. What is the unemployment rate? Damn it, I want to know. You know what? I'm about to look it up right now. No need. We're going to look it up right now, ladies and gentlemen. Chief Not Broke family. We're going to look up the unemployment rate right now. What is the current unemployment? What is the current unemployment rate? What is it? Tell me. The most recent data shows the U.S. unemployment rate is about 4.3 as of August 25th, and they're not giving me information. If you meant the unemployment rate, give me more details. I need more than that. That's not enough. Give me more details. Well, why is it? What's going on? They're not giving me a lot of information on unemployment rate. I've been paying attention to this. The unemployment rate has not been brought up on the news. It's not being talked about at all. It's almost like they're suppressing this information. We need to know what the unemployment rate is. Now, before, people would always bring it up when, like, when Biden's office and so forth and so on. Other people in office, you hear about it. But this administration is keeping that under lock and key. No unemployment rate details. I don't like it. I don't like it. But you tell me, if you heard about the unemployment rate, let me know, because I'm curious about it. It says it's 4.3%, but it's not giving me any details. So I don't want to sit there and harp on something where I can't dive deep into the details. That's what I need. That's what I need. Whoa. Uber was found not liable in first U.S. trial over sexual assault claim. I don't want to get into that. Starbucks, Amazon reveals new alien. No, where's the good stuff? Nope. Well, we already deal with that. So let me cover this. Let's cover this recall, because we cover recalls over here. BMW, Brigham Motor Works. If you didn't know what it stood for, BMW stands for Brigham Motor Works. BMW recalling 145,000 cars over fire risk from engine defect. It's a recall this week. BMW is recalling over 545,000 vehicles in the U.S. as overheated starter could increase the risk of fire. National Highway Safety Administration Wednesday. These issues affect vehicles across 2020, 340i, X7, X5 models, the Auto Safety Guard regulator said. BMW dealers replaced the engine starter for free upon charge. Now you know. So if you're driving that car, please make sure you go get it checked out. Don't be out here having hazardous issues with your vehicle, and you don't need to. Don't put yourself or others in danger. Okay. Bam. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been our Wednesday rant. What do you think? How do you feel about it? Drop me a comment. What do you think about terms and conditions of your data being sold? Are you getting called a lot? Are they bugging the hell out of you? Hello. We have a loan for you. We have $25,000. Call now to collect. I get sick of that crap. Leave me alone. But let me know. Drop a comment if you're having issues with your data. What are some solutions that you have tried? I'm thinking about having an alternate email and phone number just so I can give it to those. Give it out so they won't call me. Because sometimes I don't want to be contacted. I don't want to be called. And that ends up what happened anyway. So if you got any tricks of the trade or anything that you do to keep your data private and you not give it out, let us know here on Cheap Not Broke. Make sure you head over to cheapnotbroke.com. Grab yourself some merchandise, please, and thank you. And where am I at this week? No shows this week, not as yet. But I might pop up to have some tomorrow. All right? Thank you all for tuning in to Cheap Not Broke. This has been Cheap Not Broke. I am your host, Malcolm. And we will be back tomorrow with more show. More show tomorrow night. So make sure you tune in. Thank you. Good night.